The story of Laozi and the water. In ancient times, when the world was still steeped in serenity and simplicity, humanity found itself entangled in the endless cycle of conflict and suffering. Amid this, a wise sage wandered across the mountains and rivers, seeking to understand the truths of life by observing nature. This sage was none other than Laozi, the great master of Taoism and the author of the timeless wisdom inscribed in the Tao Te Ching. One serene morning, as the first light of the sun broke over the horizon, Laozi arrived at a small village nestled at the foot of a mountain. The village was peaceful, with the sound of roosters crowing and the soft babble of a stream winding its way through mossy stones. This stream, clear and flowing, brought life to the fields and vegetation surrounding it. Following a narrow path, Laozi reached the stream and stopped. Sitting on a large rock by the water's edge, he removed his old bamboo hat and placed it beside him. His gaze was calm yet intent as he observed the flowing water. The stream, seemingly delicate, flowed past every obstacle, never hurried and never halting. Laozi watched in silence, as though the stream was whispering profound truths directly to his heart. The villagers, accustomed to the stream as part of their daily lives, were surprised to see an unfamiliar old man sitting by its side in deep thought. Curiosity drew them closer, and a group gathered, led by an elderly man with a kind face. Bowing respectfully, the man spoke. "Honored master, you are a man of great learning and wisdom, one who must have traversed many lands and witnessed countless wonders. Why do you pause here to contemplate this humble stream?" Laozi smiled gently, his eyes kind yet filled with a profound depth. "I do not sit here for the sake of the small stream, but for the great lesson it offers. Do you not see? Although water is soft and seemingly weak, it holds a strength that surpasses anything rigid or mighty. If one understands the nature of water, one can understand the way of life." The villagers were astonished by his words. A young man, his stance firm and resolute, stepped forward, intrigued yet skeptical. "Master, water is merely a weak substance, always flowing downward to the lowest places. How can you say it is stronger than things that are firm and solid?" Laozi did not reply immediately. Instead, he bent down, picked up a small stone from the stream bed, and gently dropped it into the flowing water. The stone tumbled along, carried effortlessly by the current. Pointing to the stream, Laozi spoke, his voice calm but resonant with wisdom. "Look at the water. It does not fight against the stone, nor does it attempt to destroy it. Yet it flows around it with ease, gently finding its way. Over time, this very water will wear down the hardest rock, smoothing its sharp edges until nothing remains but its essence. This is the power of softness and perseverance." He paused, allowing his words to sink in, then continued. "In life, if you rely solely on brute strength to overcome challenges, you will eventually harm yourself. But if you learn to be flexible, like the water, you will endure and prevail." His words rang out like a bell in the stillness, awakening a new awareness in the villagers. They began to see the stream with fresh eyes, recognizing it as more than just a familiar part of their landscape. A wise woman among them stepped forward, her hands folded respectfully. "Master, the water flows endlessly, never stopping. If it continues to carry impurities and dirt, does it not become polluted? As people, if we lower ourselves too much, Do we not risk harm or disgrace? Laozi bent down again and cupped a handful of water. He let it trickle through his fingers, each drop falling back into the stream and vanishing into the earth. Turning to the woman, he smiled warmly. You are right. Water may carry mud and refuse, but it never allows itself to be defiled. It flows on, unceasingly purifying itself. In the same way, if a person keeps their heart pure and kind, no matter how much negativity surrounds them, they remain untainted. Those who maintain goodness and compassion, even at the cost of immediate loss, will eventually be rewarded with blessings. Just as water stays clear despite passing through dirt, a pure heart will always shine. The woman nodded, her face softening as understanding dawned. The group grew quiet, each person lost in thought. Finally, a small child who had been clinging shyly to his mother stepped forward, his voice hesitant but curious. Master, water keeps flowing and never stops. Doesn't it get tired? Why does it keep going? And where is it trying to go? Laozi laughed gently, his eyes twinkling with delight as he placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. Water flows because it has a purpose. It seeks the vast ocean. It never stops, yet it is never rushed or impatient. It simply follows its path, moving naturally and steadily. In the same way, we must live with purpose. If you have a goal and move toward it with patience, without forcing or striving unnaturally, all obstacles will eventually yield. The key is to remain true to your direction without losing yourself along the way. Turning back to the group, his voice grew more reflective, like the steady rhythm of the stream. Water teaches us about Wu Wei, action through non-action. It does not compete or strive, yet it nourishes all things. It seeks the lowliest places and never exalts itself, yet it gathers into rivers and oceans of immense power. If you learn to live like water, to be humble, flexible, and kind, you will find peace and strength that nothing can destroy. The villagers stood in silence, as if Laozi's words had merged with the sound of the stream, resonating deep within their souls. They felt as though a veil had been lifted, revealing a profound truth hidden in plain sight. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Laozi rose, dusted off his robes, and placed his bamboo hat back on his head. Without another word, he turned and began to walk away, his figure disappearing into the shade of the trees. Though his presence faded, the memory of his teachings lingered in the hearts of the villagers. From that day forward, the stream became more than a source of water. It became a symbol of wisdom and a guide for their lives. The villagers learned to be patient, to yield without losing themselves, and to act with kindness and humility. They passed down the story of Laozi and the water to future generations, ensuring that its lessons would never be forgotten. The lesson of the story: Laozi's teaching about water imparts a profound truth. Softness is not weakness, but an extraordinary strength. To live like water, gentle yet resilient, humble yet powerful, purposeful yet unhurried, is to walk the path of wisdom. Those who embrace the nature of water will find peace within themselves and harmony with the world, no matter how turbulent life may become.